wait, hold up. Should we be worried about all the AI technology? All the robots that are being made with AI technology and Elon Musk and all his brilliant ideas? Is it going to bring us to a brink of destruction? Miss Celestial, back with another prophetic message. You should take heed. Check this out.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems like a scene in a movie where the robots are going to fucking take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
No.
Near to completion. Elon Musk just came out in everyone's face. With the same robots from iRobot in America forgot that Will Smith acted in iRobot to show them what happens when you blend society with robots. And if you are wise, you will know that the wickedness of these people, the robots don't cost 2 to 3 million. Opening price 20 to 30 grand. Every TikTok influencer who's selling perfume can afford a robot at 30 grand because those kids are making 30 to 40,000 off the creator program. They have ads in their TikToks. They participate in the creator program. They're making that much money monthly. Some of these children are banking $100,000 monthly by participating in YouTube creator program, ad programs, this and that. These people will write you and tell you, oh, we just want to put an ad in your video and we're willing to pay $10,000. And you're sitting here with 3 hours of video and nothing but my face and a lamp. When someone comes out with something like a personal robot, and the opening cost is not 4 billion or 3 million to make sure that only Warren Buffett and the rest can get it, it's 30 grand. That tells you that first of all, the tech is back produced in a way that's not hurting somebody's pocket. It's being produced in a way that it's not hurting the pockets. And if it's not hurting the pockets, then it's definitely not being produced by human means, because means of production are costly. You're not going to bring us a white titanium robot and tell us it cost you $15,000 to make, and if we just give you 30 grand, then you know what, let's call it even. No. There's a reason they want those creatures to be in the home. That's because from the top to the bottom of that robot, it's wired to hear, to see. Constant. It's like a snitch in the home. But watch Americans line up to get it. Just watch. And they're going to drop it from 30 to 20 to 10 to 5,000 until it's only $500. And everybody is going to think that a robot is a great accessory next to everybody. You live in a home with people who think the robot is nice. They're bringing the robot in that house regardless of if you're saved or not. They're bringing it in the house whether you speak in tongues or not. Now you understand how I said Christians eventually get driven to the fringes of society. Because you need a place to live. And it's not fair that the robot should come in, but at the same time, it's a family of 5, 4 to 1. You don't have the money to move out. You're the 15-year-old. You watch the master's voice. What are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to live in the house with Sunny, the robot. So they will have people working longer, harder hours during the building phase until the launch date comes near to completion. America will look so different when the launch date, the official date. Expect big fanfare. Expect big announcements in the future. We're proud to announce this and that and that. We're proud to announce that we finally have the driverless cars for everyday use. We want to get these horrible gas and fuel engines off the road. Driverless cars for everybody at the cost of $20 a month subscription service. Then everybody runs for the driverless car, including political enemies of the state. Then they drive your car straight into the barrier wall on the highway. Boom. Faulty car, recall, but you're dead. That enemy is dead. Indeed, the times. God says that on no account and on no condition will you be excused from working. You'll be made to work at all hours and in all conditions until you feel that you can't live through it. This is compelled labor. Because as you listen, you know right now that the minute a job gets beyond you, you can quit, you can walk.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. I think we should be very careful about artificial intelligence. At what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. So we need to be very careful with artificial intelligence. Increasingly inclined to think that there should be some regulatory oversight, national and international level, just to make sure that we don't do something very foolish. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So ask digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before on a time frame that is relevant.
Elon Musk. They want to go and live in Mars. You can't live in Mars, mate. And you better take your Mars bar with you. The great tribulation is coming. And it is here already. I don't want to scare you, but we are living at a very crucial moment. Time flies. And I looked and I heard an angel flying through the midst of the heaven saying with a loud voice, "Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth." Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, because of the remaining blast of the trumpet of the three angels who are about to sound. These angels blasted 4 trumpets. The 4 trumpets, look what they've done to the world. There are 3 more to go. 4 trumpets turned the world upside down. But this angel in the midst of heaven, he came with a loud voice saying, "Woe, woe, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth." For what? Because of the remaining blast of the trumpet of the 3 angels who are about to sound. Oh, may God have mercy about the next 3 trumpets that we'll be discussing next Friday, God willing.
Serious AI. The danger is going to be more humans using it against each other, I think, most likely. That'll be the danger. Yeah. I was at a meeting of all 50 governors and talked about just AI danger, and I talked to everyone I could. No one seemed to realize where this was going. AI is probably the single biggest item in the near term that's likely to affect humanity. So it's very important that we have the advent of AI in a good way. That is something that if you could look into the crystal ball and see the future, you would like that outcome, because it is something that could go wrong, as we've talked about many times, and so we really need to make sure it goes right. That's I think AI, working on AI and making sure it's a great future. That's the most important thing I think right now. The most pressing item.
Intelligence will keep advancing. The only thing that would prevent from advancing is something that puts civilization into stasis or destroys civilization. So then we have to figure out what is a world that we would like to be in, where there is this digital superintelligence. I think and another point that I think is really important to appreciate is that all of us already are cyborgs. So you have a machine extension of yourself in the form of your phone and your computer and all your applications. You are already superhuman. But by far, you have more power, more capability than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. If you have an internet link, you have an oracle of wisdom. You can communicate to millions of people. You can communicate to the rest of Earth instantly. And these are magical powers that didn't exist not that long ago. So everyone is already superhuman.
AI is certainly one of the biggest risks. It could be the biggest risk. Are we headed towards the future where an AI will be able to outthink us in every way? Then the answer is unequivocally yes. I mean, to me, what consciousness feels like. It feels like consciousness is in a different dimension. But this could be just an illusion. You know, if you damage your brain in some way physically, you damage your consciousness, which implies that consciousness is a physical phenomenon. The thing is that I think are really quite likely is that digital intelligence will be able to outthink us in every way, and it will soon be able to simulate what we consider consciousness. So to a degree that you would not be able to tell the difference. If you're talking to a digital superintelligence and can't tell if that is a computer or a human, like let's say you're just having a conversation over a phone or a video conference or something where you think you're talking, looks like a person makes all of the right inflections and movements and all the small subtleties that constitute human.
Might as well.
The
danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just blow up nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight? This is insane.
I am concerned about certain directions that AI could take that would be not good for the future. I think it would be fair to say that like not all AI futures are benign. Not all.
Okay.
And so I think it's important, if we have this incredible power of AI, that it not be concentrated in the hands of a few and potentially lead to a world that we don't want. It's really obvious if you saw a robot walking around talking and behaving like a person, you're like, whoa, that's like, what's that? You know, that would be really obvious. What's not obvious is a huge server bank in a dark vault somewhere with an intelligence that's potentially vastly greater than what a human mind can do. I mean, its eyes and ears would be everywhere. Every camera, every microphone, every device that's network accessible. That's what AI means. It's not like a robot running around. The robots would simply be, they'd be like a finger of the AI.
Point theory, represented by this type of symbol. And his philosophies appear to be very influential on the agendas that we see unfolding in this world today. The idea that mankind could reach a so-called next stage in human evolution, which of course is quite central to the doctrine of transhumanism, of reaching that next stage of human evolution. So he believed in that, and also he taught the singularity of mankind reaching this point in human history, now through technology. This is the belief system that he coined, and he was influential in what we see seemingly the same ideas in what some of Elon Musk's companies are putting forward. You know, this idea that humanity is evolving, that we can use technology to flourish, to reach the next stage in human evolution, that we can reach this point of a one singularity, one consciousness of humankind, and like this humanistic utopia where we reap the benefits of technology, where we can cheat death and we can cheat disease and we can play God and we can reach this point in human history where we basically replicate the Garden of Eden and take that bite of the fruit again and take the mark of the beast and rise up in defiance of God and build our own human Tower of Babel. Now, the idea of these brain chips and everything, you can see the huge investments being put in by investors, billions and billions and billions of dollars for the future of this brain chip technology. Just briefly, the Amiga point, because this is important because it really helps you to understand these imaginations that elevate themselves against the Word of God and what is behind this. It says the Amiga point is a theorized future event in which the entirety of the universe spirals toward a final point of unification. The term was invented by the French Jesuit Catholic priest Teilhard de Chardin. He argued that the Amiga point resembles the Christian Logos, namely Christ, who draws all things into himself. who in the words of the Nicene Creed is God from God, light from light, true God from true God, and through him all things were made. The Antichrist spirit mimics and mirrors and copies Jesus all the time, and by that we can see that this deception is trying to replace Christ and be like God. Now, I just want to read this here. This is from an official paper. We humans are getting closer to the point, particularly with the aid of computers and related technology. The Omega point is the final step before singularity takes place. Once we achieve or cross into singularity, which will be the first and truly major evolutionary step in mankind, we cease to be humans. In the near future, computers will surpass our collective intellect, and the only way to maintain our place in the universe will be to merge with them. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what some of these figureheads are pushing in this society today. Don't you agree? When transhumanists speak about the Omega point, they refer to the point when our use of science and technology will improve our human state, making conditions such as disability, suffering, disease, aging, and even death a thing of the past. How's that for a counterfeit gospel? How's that for a false Christ gospel?
Close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
Artificial intelligence, AI, a term once confined to science fiction and academic theory, has become an integral part of our daily lives, transforming everything from how we work to how we entertain ourselves. The journey of AI from its conceptual inception to the cutting-edge technologies we see today is a story of human ingenuity, relentless pursuit of knowledge, and an ever-evolving quest to push the boundaries of what machines can do. The first whispers of AI date back to the mid-20th century, with British mathematician and logician Alan Turing laying down the foundation. In 1950, Turing proposed the now famous Turing test, a criterion to assess a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, indistinguishable from that of a human. This groundbreaking idea set the stage for decades of exploration and experimentation, planting the seed for what would eventually become a revolution in technology. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, AI began to take shape in the form of early computer programs designed to simulate human problem-solving and learning. These rudimentary systems were far from perfect, but demonstrated the potential of AI to mimic human cognition. The development of expert systems in the 1980s, which could perform specific tasks such as medical diagnosis and financial forecasting, marked significant strides in the field. However, it wasn't until the advent of more powerful computing resources and the rise of machine learning in the 1990s and 2000s that AI truly began to blossom. And blossom it did. During this transformative period, AI's capabilities expanded rapidly, leading to significant advancements and practical applications that began to infiltrate various aspects of daily life. In the 1990s, AI's blossoming was marked by the emergence of sophisticated algorithms and the increasing availability of large datasets, which enabled more effective machine learning. One of the most notable milestones of this era was IBM's Deep Blue, a chess-playing computer that made headlines in 1997 by defeating the reigning world champion, Garry Kasparov. The 2000s saw the proliferation of AI in more accessible and consumer-friendly forms. The introduction of recommendation systems revolutionized how people interacted with digital content. Companies like Amazon and Netflix began using AI algorithms to analyze user behavior and preferences, providing personalized recommendations that significantly enhanced user experience and engagement. This period also witnessed the rise of AI in search engines, with Google's algorithms becoming increasingly sophisticated in understanding and processing natural language queries, thereby delivering more accurate search results. AI's portrayal in popular culture has both inspired and terrified generations. Stanley Kubrick's 1968 film 2001: A Space Odyssey introduced us to HAL 9000, a sentient computer with a calm voice and sinister intentions. HAL's chilling phrase, "I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that," remains engraved in our collective memory.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I'm afraid I can't do that. This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
More recently, films like the Terminator series featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger, I, Robot, starring Will Smith, and Ex Machina with Alicia Vikander have continued to explore the complex and often dystopian possibilities of AI, reflecting both our fascination and our fears. As the 21st century progressed, AI's capabilities grew exponentially. The release of GPT-3 by OpenAI in 2020 showcased a language model of unprecedented power and versatility, capable of generating human-like text, creating poetry, and even coding. This leap in AI technology highlighted the accelerating pace of advancements and brought AI into mainstream consciousness like never before. However, with great power comes great responsibility, and the rapid development of AI has raised significant existential questions. Top scientists have warned that AI could surpass human intelligence by 2027, a prospect that both excites and alarms. The notion of AI becoming sentient, as depicted in numerous science fiction works, seems less fantastical and more plausible with each passing day. In recent years, AI has profoundly impacted the workforce, with automation and intelligent systems taking over tasks that once required human labor. Jobs that previously took weeks to complete can now be done in minutes, and roles that required a team of people can be managed by a single individual with the right AI tools. This shift has sparked debates about job displacement, economic inequality, and the future of work. As the world grapples with the transformative power of AI, the world is changing, the world is shifting, the world is transforming, something is happening, the world is pivoting in a new direction, it is reforming.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
The entrepreneur behind companies like Tesla and SpaceX has been an outspoken critic and cautious observer of AI. Musk has repeatedly warned about the potential dangers of AI, famously stating, "With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon." This vivid metaphor highlights his belief that the unchecked development of AI could lead to uncontrollable and potentially catastrophic consequences. Somewhat of Pandora's box is being opened. Love him or hate him, Musk is a figure whose opinions on technology are worth listening to. His involvement in cutting-edge technological advancements gives him a unique perspective on both the promises and dangers of AI. Musk's apprehensions about AI were prominently discussed during his appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. In these conversations, he expressed profound concerns about the rapid pace of AI development and the lack of sufficient regulatory oversight. His ominous quote, "I tried to warn them," reflects his frustration with the general complacency and underestimation of AI's potential risks by both policymakers and the public.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems like a scene in a movie where the robots are going to take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
Joe Rogan himself has also expressed his own apprehensions about the trajectory of AI, particularly the possibility of it becoming sentient. Sentience refers to the capacity to perceive, feel, and experience subjectively. In the context of AI, a sentient machine would possess self-awareness and the ability to experience emotions and consciousness similar to humans. During various episodes of his podcast, Rogan has pondered the implications of AI reaching a level of consciousness that mirrors or surpasses human intelligence. Rogan has even gone as far as to describe a sentient AI as potentially becoming a god, highlighting the immense control and influence it could wield over humanity.
So if you take artificial sentient intelligence and it has this super accelerated path of technological evolution, and you give artificial general intelligence, sentient artificial intelligence far beyond human beings, you give it 1,000 years alone to make better and better versions of itself, where does that go? That goes to a god. It literally can create universe.
Well. I will say that we need to step back and really understand what we're looking at and what we're dealing with moving on into the future. AI technology. Elon Musk. He even said it himself. We have to be careful with the AI technology. He even said that we might be summoning a devil. These things are too smart. And will they take over mankind? Will it really be like the movie I, Robot that Will Smith played in? And some people think these things are so far-fetched. They thinking like, oh no, that could never happen. But you really need to be careful of the things that you invite in that haven't been here before. What are we going to do if these AI robots start to do things on their own? Start to lash out on humanity? How are we as a people going to be able to sustain a normal life with AI robots amongst us? That's something that we really need to think about, while everyone is thinking like, oh, it's cool, I got a robot. And Miss Celestial made a real validated point. Why are they so cheap? Just think about that for a minute. Why are they so cheap? 30 grand, 20 grand. And they're so smart. We really need to take heed of what's going on. Hey, everyone has a thought and opinion. Make sure you drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thought and opinion on this video. Hey, see y'all next time.